Okay. Oofy Doofy is absolute, right? Oofy Doofy is a final black pill, or just the final pill of the manosphere in general, that every man that is a part of the manosphere that's really serious about the truth will take. Oofy Doofy is law, and let me truly explain the Oofy Doofy pill on a transcendental spiritual level, okay? So the Oofy Doofy, right? Okay. A couple of days ago, I made up a couple concepts of like these new pills that like kind of delve into the spiritual aspect of reality, right? Of the black pill, right? Three pills: the Matilda pill, the Essence pill, and the Mark pill. Okay, let me explain the Matilda pill, right? Okay, there are certain men that are born into this world, right? They're born gifted. They're born beautiful. They're born with intelligence, with self-awareness, consciousness, etc. But they're born into the wrong environment. It's like putting a penguin within the Sahara, right? So you have a lot of young men, or men in general, who are born into unfortunate circumstances, in spite of the fact that who they are does not reflect their environment. Do not reflect who they are does not reflect their parents or their siblings, right? So they're born black sheep. So they're born outcasts. They're born in places that they don't belong, right? They feel like they're prisoners almost, because it's like in the movie Matilda. Matilda was a chosen child, a gifted child, right? Spiritually, and she was born to parents that were her enemies, right? She was born to her enemies, right? So me, for example, I was born into a family that was always my enemy. I never had a family that was good. My family was always my opposition. My greatest opposition was my mother, right? Because my mom was a feminist. So growing up, I woke up very early. I got red pilled very, very early, right? And me, my self awareness, my consciousness, my intuition, that was so deep, even as a young kid. I was always analytical, very strong and analytical, like in my analytical abilities, right? Being able to see the setups, the traps, the bait that was in my life, right? Because when you are a Neo, a chosen one, a Matilda, as I say, when you take the Matilda pill is like you're almost like Neo, where it's like, okay, you have this aura, this resonance, this soul, the spirit that people see, right? Now you can't see it. You can't see yourself, but other people can see you, right? So it's almost like you being the main character in the story that you're in on Earth, right? So people see you, they know that you're special, but they can't fuck with you. They don't want you around, because in this time, the background characters are the main characters now, right? So now we live in this hive mind society, or hive mind reality, where the background characters are saying, "Oh, everyone's the main character. If everyone's the main character, then there is no main character, right?" So when they say that, they're just gaslighting you, saying that, "Oh, you're not the main character in your own story. Oh, you're being a narcissist. Everyone is special, right?" Is this slave morality, woke, egalitarian, cosmopolitan, universalist mindset that has plagued modernity, right? This eternalist, presentist. The only time is now. There's no progression. Nothing. Is just stagnation. This is what they want. This is what the elites want. This is what the Freemasons want. This is what the people that work behind the scenes want. They want the chosen men of this world to live in obscurity and to die in obscurity, right? So it's like the Oofy Doofy pill is saying, okay, the background characters are the main characters now, right? So women, they don't want Naruto's, they want Chojis, right? They want Kibas, right? Because in this time, right, where the Matrix is really gunning at men, at Neos, right? Men who are attractive and righteous. See, to be a Neo, to be a king, right? So in the Bible, you have to be attractive and righteous, right? You have to have both. Righteousness is masculinity and vice versa, right? So you can't be red pill if you're not righteous. It's that simple and beyond, right? So it's the red pill, black pill, and the white pill is just righteousness, right? It's just enlightenment, opening the upper chakras, right? Becoming an angel. So the Oofy Doofy, he's like I say, he's an NPC, he's a bot. He's a bug man, a bug person. He has the conscience of an animal, of a monkey. He's just there. He's like an accessory to a woman, right? And a woman doesn't feel inferior. She doesn't feel scared of his presence, of his aura, right? Because women now, right? You have all these these Jezebels, right? They want Ahabs, simps, Oofy Doofies are all the same. It's all spiritual. Where these men that are predestined to be these tabula rasa conformists. I am my environment. I am what the world says I am. These men that have no core, right? They're just wallet. Not even wallet. Not even women don't even care about money. It's just saying they're just there. They're willing to give up their morality to let a woman rule over their lives, right? Which is the antithesis of masculinity. So the Oofy Doofy pill is not a look. It's a mind, heart, and soul thing. It's not okay. Oofy Doofy can be 6'7", can be tall. Oofy Doofy can have Chad looks. Yeah, to be a king, which is what every man who is black pilled, red pilled, and beyond, right? Truly are kings. It's the gaslighting. Lookism is a lie. Alex Dashboard came. He destroyed lookism completely. He murdered it, and Faith and LMS did it. All these fed, gay, homosexual, glowy MI6 accounts, they just all disappeared as soon as Alex Dashboard came and conquered the manosphere. There is no lookism, right? Because women don't care about looks, right? It's all about the mind, heart, the spirit, the anything but the physical. Because we don't live in a biologically driven world anymore. We live in an ideological world. So it's the spiritual, the economic, the sociological, the ideological aspect of an emotional aspect of attraction, right? So in this time, it's like to be a man, to be with a woman. Women have somewhat of a not okay. Women in general have a much stronger intuition as far as like being able to sense what a man is by like observing a man for like 1 minute, even 30 seconds, right? Women know who are the kings. Women know who's attractive. Women are just good at lying, at gaslighting, right? But if women are mistreating you and they're hating you, it's really because they know that they know that you're a king, right? You're attractive. You have the ability to be attractive, and you're righteous. You have the balance, right? So incels, MGTOWs, TFLers, all these men are kings. They're attractive, righteous. Women see something in these guys, in me, even me, right? Because no woman ever called me ugly. It's more or less the fact that um um I lost my track. It's more or less just the fact that women, they fear the kings of this world. See, in this world, the Femiurge, which is the divine feminine, which is running this matrix, right? You cannot be a king. You cannot be a high status man. You cannot be a rich man. You cannot be on the throne in this reality unless a woman approves of your existence, right? So that's why the higher you get into the male dominance hierarchy in the pyramid, alpha males, what are perceived as alpha males, are the most simpish blue pilled men, right? You can't be a king if you're not blue pilled on this earth, right? You'll find constant oppositions like in the Matrix, right? If you're Neo, if you oppose the system at hand. So all women are women in red dress programs. There are no such thing as a trinity. If there are trinities, they're only 1% of the whole world population of all races, right? So in general, there are no trinities. Women are the hive. Women are a part of the Femiurge, right? Women are the matrix. The womb is the matrix. That's where it starts. That's the entrance to the matrix, right? We all enter this through the womb, through sex, right? So women, you cannot be a king on this earth. Truly, you can't rule, right, or have power unless a woman allows you, unless a woman acknowledges your own existence, right? So the hive, whether it be cops, cops are the white knights, the Agent Smiths of the world, the FBI, the CIA, all these organizations, all these Freemasonic organizations are all there to serve the Femiurge, to keep this construct going. So the Oofy Doofy pill is more or less, if you are not an NPC, you can't get a woman, right? To get a woman, you have to be an NPC. You cannot be a Neo. You can't be conscious. It's not a looks. It's not looks at all. It's being an NPC or not being an NPC. If you're a player character, you cannot have a woman. If you have a soul, if you have depth, if you are romantic, if you are passionate, if you are the good, if you're the good, right? If you're not demoralized, you cannot have a woman, right? Of any race, of any look, it don't matter. It's not looks, right? It's just because women have intuition. Women can sense who are the kings of this world, and they will avoid you. They'll never call you ugly, though. They'll avoid you. They'll run from you. They know that there's something in you, because women have a stronger intuition than men a lot of times, right? So there's no lookism, right? No, we're not, Darwinism is a lie. Evolution is bullshit. There's no thing, we didn't come from apes. Obviously, the earth is a sandbox in of itself. The earth is a realm. It's not a globe. It's not, and to be fair, I don't think it's even, the whole firmament thing in the Bible. The Bible, a lot of it is bullshit, but Earth is either a dome or it's a fishbowl or a realm, right? But I'm thinking it's more or less a realm. That Earth is almost kind of dimensionless, right? Where objectively we can't measure the shape of the Earth. We can't get a good grasp of the Earth because no one has ever taken a full picture of the Earth. That's why space isn't real. So it's saying that like Earth is either a realm or a fishbowl. So in this realm, right, which is ran by the Femirs, because yes, God is a woman. Ariana Grande was right. God is a woman. Beyonce was right. Women rule the world. Girls rule the world. But Chinwezi Bekwe, the man who wrote the Anatomy of Power, he explained that women rule the simps who rule the world. Women who rule the men that rule the world, right? So as a man, you cannot rule the world unless you have a queen that rules over you, right? So if you do not have a queen on your side, you cannot rule this world. You cannot. That's why the true kings of this world will never. That's why every incel is a king. Every MGTOW, every black pillar, red pillar, TFLer, SYSBM, whatever. All these men who are delineating, who are neos, unplugging from the construct, from the womb, are the kings, right? And women don't want to submit to these kings, to us, right? So they're going for the Oofy Doofy, the Ahabs, which are the majority of the men. The majority of the men on Earth are NPCs. They're just as much as an NPC as a woman that they sleep with, right? So the NPC and the woman red dress program, they're all the same. And that's why um that's why the Oofy Doofy pill, which is the final pill, is transcendental. It's not looks. If you're still thinking it looks, you're not truly red. You're not truly red. You're not spiritually enlightened. You're being disingenuous. You're not spiritually enlightened. All right. It's not looks. There's Oofy Doofies who are black, Latino, Asian, Indian, tall, short, muscular, buff. It's the spirit. It's the mind, heart, and soul of the man. That's what masculinity is. That's what determines a man's personality. There's no Darwinism. There's no evolution. It's all bullshit. So, and Charles Darwin was a Freemason, and he comes from a family of Freemasons. So, we're not monkeys. We're biological creatures, but just like in Ecclesiastes, we're equal to the animals, but we're separate from the animal kingdom. So, that's one part of the Bible I will accept. I will tell is true. So, the Oofy Doofy pill is much deeper, is much more transcendental, is much more spiritual than looks and genetics and social engineering, which is a lie. The whole JQ question, oh, it is the J's that are social engineering women. No, no, no. Women, the Femirs, but also women themselves are actively choosing these men because they're Jezebels, right? The Jezebel spirit, which is feminist, right? Women is either a woman's gonna be gay, she's gonna be asexual and single, or deal with an Oofy Doofy, or none at all. That's it. Either gay, either lesbian, Oofy Doofy, or nothing. That's how it is. That's the time that we're in now. So yeah, Oofy Doofy pill is absolutely true. It's the final pill, and now it's funny now that the Oofy Doofy pill is reality, right? All these lookism pill, all these Chad pillars all gone, right? Because Dashboard, he laid down the law. My man, shout out to my man Negro Ninja, real American Negro, he laid down the law too. Red pill right, all my Oofy Doofy pillars, Travis Black pill, Jada Creep, Nanya Basness, Steve Hoka somewhat, Dashboard obviously, even my man City Crusher to a degree. The Oofy Doofy pill is law. Nuclear red pill, he's fighting it, but he's also accepting it too. Oofy Doofy is law, and that's it. It's deep. It's transcendental. It goes with the essence pill, the Mark pill, the essence pill, the Mark pill, the essence pill, and the Matilda pill. Now, the essence pill is saying that every neo, you are predestined to be who you are, right? There's only one you, right? So your essence would divide you from other people, right? Your essence was marked, right? That's where the mark pill was. So the matrix knew who you were before you were born, kind of like how God knew, the Femirs knew who you were before you were born. So the essence pill, more or less, when the minute you're born, the Femirs marks you. It says, oh, this guy, he's gonna be an upsetter. We have to stop him. So you're gonna find opposition in your school, your family. You're gonna be born into the wrong family. You're gonna be mistreated, bullied, ostracized by women, hated for no reason because the Femirs knows that your essence, who you were before you came to this reality, predestined to be in before you came to this world, is the problem. So is the essence pill is saying you're incel because you're you. You're TFL because you're you. You're mid-top because you're you, right? It's you, your core, your essence. That's the essence pill. The Mark pill is saying that there's a spiritual seal on metaphysical spiritual seal on every TFL mid-top incel, black pill, red pill, is that once you take those pills and become enlightened to the truth, the Femirs marks you, so you can't live a normal life. You won't live a normal life. You will never belong. So the black pill, we have to start touching the spiritual aspect, which I'm doing now. And yeah, that is it.